Kayaking Archery here, filming number 3 in my series of challenges that archers face. Sorry about the leaf blower. I don't know what my neighbor's doing. Obviously blowing leaves. Anyways, number 3. Oh, this is a dirty little subject. One in which I am in deep denial about. Age/body issues. Yeah. So, there's kind of a terminology issue in archery, because if you think about senior status, in archery, senior does not mean older adult. Senior means age 21 to 49. I think I've got that right. In archery, people who are in the 50 plus category are referred to as in the masters group. And within that group, there's the 50 to 59, then the 60 to 69. Some tournaments distinguish those 10-year age groupings when it comes to medals. Others do not. I think there's been some recent changes with that, so just be aware of that. Kind of chuckles me when I look at that age spread for the senior division, 21 to 49, 21-year-old shooting against a 49-year-old. So, yeah. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's go with number 1. Age-related body changes. I can be in denial all I want. It's not going to change the facts or what's happening. The first challenge I'm going to mention is eyesight that starts to change. I was at one tournament last fall where one of the gals was not using her glasses because she said her eyesight had gotten to the point where it was just as easy to shoot without her glasses as with them on. Yeah, when you get to be of a certain age, you're probably also dealing with cataracts at some level. And that can affect your shooting because of the lighting, which is another thing. I remember one time a few years ago I was watching live coverage of the Lancaster tournament, and they talked to a well-known female master archer, and she mentioned the fact that she didn't know how much longer she was going to be able to continue shooting indoor tournaments because she was having more and more trouble with the fluorescent lighting, the indoor lighting, that it was just not working out. And I can kind of attest to that because even yesterday when I was at my club, when you've got those fluorescent rows of fluorescent lighting, you get different light levels between the rows, and there's just something about overhead fluorescent lighting that's harsher. Yeah, so that can play with your ability to shoot. The other thing is, I don't know how much of an issue this is for some archers, older archers, but like driving to a tournament, driving at night. I won't drive through the night or even late into the evening to get to an archery tournament. You know, I make sure I get there the afternoon before, so I'm not driving a long distance in the night. I mean, that can become an issue even in your 40s. So that's something to think about. But mainly it's got to do with the lighting. Like outdoors, so much easier because you've got more even, I don't know, softer lighting. But yeah, so that's something to consider. Muscle changes. USA Archery had a series of online workshops several years ago, and they had an expert on older archers. It was kind of demoralizing watching her and showing this chart of how our body peaks and starts to decline, even in the 50s, and really starts to decline when you get to the mid-60s. So that's an issue. I mean, training can try to offset some of that, but yeah, still going to have to deal with it, even if I'm in denial. Stamina is another thing. I mean, you really have to take care of your body to get through some of these tournaments, because you're dealing with heat, the outdoor tournaments, I should say. You're shooting for 3 hours at least, and it's a multi-day event, so you've got to be able to have that stamina to get through that event. Then the other part is stage of life issues. I would say most of us, by the time we're in our 40s, 50s, 60s, are dealing with parental health issues. We may not be taking care of them in our home, but on some level you're having to do parental care. So, you know, that can, there's something about elder care, parental care that's, I don't know, different than dealing with toddlers and young children. It's just, there can be some challenges that can be really wearing and distract you while you're trying to do archery. The other thing is, a lot of master levels archers are still working full time, so they're having to juggle not only full-time work but parental care issues, dealing with that. Then there's retirement. So there's just a lot of stage of life issues that come during those master level years. And that's why when you go to most tournaments, the master's level group is much smaller than the senior level. There may be 20 women in the master's category that cover from age 50 to into the 80s, you know, whereas you get down into the senior division, there's 70 women there. So those are just some things that you're going to have to think about if you get into archery seriously, and as you age. Like I started at age, I'd say 57. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, so I'm now of a certain age that I'm in denial about. So yeah, I'm watching myself go across that curve that woman talked about in the workshop. And it is real. So anyways, those are some of my thoughts. If I missed any of them, any missed age, body issues, leave a comment below. Peace out.